Hello everyone. So today I'm still on this topic, how to nurture your child's talent. I've hinted you on the introductory part of this topic, which was the first episode, and then I gave you the second episode, which is how to know your child's talent. And now this is the final episode, which is how to nurture your child's talent. Okay, so nurturing is nursing, caring, or educating or training. Yes, it's like you're nursing a thing or someone, you're caring for them, or you're giving them a training that's necessary for their growth. Alright, so I have some tips here on how to nurture your child's talent, and the number one of it is you pay attention to what they love doing. Okay, do not ignore them and call them silly, because you see, at the beginning it may seem silly, quite silly, but wait until you nurture them, and then you begin to see the beauty, the real beauty out of them. Alright, so whenever they are displaying these talents at a younger age, please do not discourage them, because some parents can go as far as discouraging their children, hitting them with hard words that are a blow to their faces, and it tends to make these children feel a sense of timidity, because for every child, the home is a focal point which makes them to grow mentally, socially, emotionally, effectively. Alright, because whenever they go and feel intimidated out there, they come to the home, they are expected to find a form of comfort. It is quite unfortunate that some parents don't make the home comfortable enough for their children. But in this case, you as a parent, you have a work to do. You need to make your home very, very comfortable. Alright, so whenever they go out there and feel intimidated, it's up to you as a parent to, call them in, tell them the worth that they're worth, the actual worth in which they're worth. You give them encouragement. Alright, so you pay attention to what your child loves to do. Instead of discouraging them, you encourage them. Alright, tell them they're worth it, tell them they're special, and tell them they can do it. Okay, it's all part of paying attention to what they are doing, to what they actually love to do. And then number 2 point is you encourage their expression. For every child, there must be an expression. Alright, some children love to dance, some love to sing. There must be an expression that you will observe at a tender age. Okay, so you watch the way they express themselves through dancing and painting and all that. You get the tools they need for you to get a job easily done and effectively. You need to have your tools available, because these tools, they aid your work. So you providing the necessary tools for them. For a child that loves to paint, you can get them crayons, you can get them white papers for painting. It's going to enhance their learning. It's going to enhance exploring their abilities. Alright, so you make the work so easily for them. You encourage them by providing these necessary tools for them. Alright, so the next point is you appreciate their effort. And what is effort? Effort is the amount of work done to achieve a goal. So as your children are putting in effort in doing what they love to do, please, you appreciate them. And how do you appreciate them? You gift them, you reward them, you reinforce them, you motivate them, you do all of that for them. And I tell you that your children is going to be happy. Your children is going to find home conducive enough for him or her to express their talent themselves freely, to their full potentials. That kind of expression to full potential. Alright, so you appreciate your children's effort. As they are putting in this effort, you're encouraging them, you are appreciating them, you're rewarding them. For your child that loves music, okay, you can get a child that loves to play piano. You can gift that child a piano and get that child a coach who will help that child to facilitate in exploring his or her talents. Alright, so the next point is you create an atmosphere to develop your child's talents by engaging them in the recreational activities. Take them out to, this centers, either sporting centers. It depends on the likes of your child. Alright, it could be, a dancing school, just somewhere that your child finds interesting. Take them there. Let them mingle. Let them mingle with other children, with other peers. Let them be happy. Okay, and another way of doing that is, if your child loves sporting, you can actually engage that child in a sporting field in the neighborhood, or better still, there are some schools that offer these extracurricular activities. You can find such schools and enroll your child in. It helps to build your child. In this way, you are helping to nurture that child's talents and abilities. And I tell you that as time goes on, you begin to see your child displaying expertise in these areas. Alright, you just need to aid them. And remember, as a parent, you have the responsibility to nurture your child or children. Alright, so you're going to create that atmosphere that helps your child to develop his or her potential. And do not be self-centered. This is very, very important. And some parents want their children to follow suit of what they have become. Some parents have become successful in one field or the other, and they prefer their children to engage themselves in such, of which it's most times not necessarily like that, because your interest may not be that child's interest. What you love to do may not be exactly what that child loves to do. Remember that although you are the parents, but God has given us different diverse abilities. And why don't you create that network of diverse talents in your family? You love football, your other child loves music, which is the entertainment, your other child loves, to fly. It's a kind of a network of connecting talents in the family. Why don't you introduce that rather than expecting or enforcing your children to become what you have become? You've excelled in your area. That's so nice and fantastic. You can also nurture them to exploring in their own areas as well. So as a parent, do not be self-centered, all right? Allow your children to live up to their own dreams and fulfill their dreams equally as you have fulfilled yours, or you are fulfilling yours. All right? Remember, these children are the future answers to our word and their own word as well. So we need to nurture them in what they are naturally drawn to or born with. It helps the most. Okay? So you allow them to explore. Reduce workload on your children. That is the next point. Allow your children to explore. Do not choke your children with house chores such that they don't have time or space for themselves. Okay, allow them, give them some space. Allow them to mingle with their peers. Children are more expressive to people that plays with them the more, and that could only come from their peers, because you as a parent, sometimes you may not even have the time, but with their peers, they have all the time. In fact, they are just about playing. So when you allow them to explore, allow them to mingle, it helps them the more. All right, because among themselves, they express themselves freely, like a freelancer, just so free, and it helps. So if you want your child to explore his or her talents, these are the points you're going to follow. Okay, and this point is very, very important. Allow them to explore. Do not restrict them in any way. Okay, so you can make your home creative as well, which is the next point. You can, for a child that loves art, you can get some art materials, paint your wall, your wall in your home with these art materials. It creates that atmosphere of them learning. The atmosphere is so conducive. They love it, and make sure that it is in the area that they love, what they love to do, what interests them. Your child that loves music, you can get the superstars that they like, that they love, paste them in their bedroom, on their walls. It helps them a lot. It motivates them. Okay, so there are just ways that you can engage in exploring your child's talent. It is very, very important. And I tell you that some people, because of lack of parental guide and nursing, they tend to not even grow up not knowing what their talent is. I told you this in the first video. If you've been following me up, you will get the full package in this video. All right, and some people at age 50, they are just realizing their talent, and it happens some, they succeed in it, and some, they happen not to really succeed until they die. It's just quite unfortunate, dying with all those wonderful abilities that God has placed in us. It's not worth it. So why don't you help your child today? Groom that child to become what God has made him or her to become. Very, very important. And I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for watching.